A question that comes up for many people is whether the glimpse of awareness, this awakening experience, is in fact authentic, whether it's the real thing, so to say. So there are two options of why these doubts are possibly arising. The first option is that, in fact, the glimpse was authentic. There truly was a recognition of awareness, becoming aware of itself. And then subsequently, these doubting parts came up and started to question whether this is in fact real, this is in fact true or correct. And the other option is that what we recognized wasn't in fact awareness in of itself, but rather we were hanging out in a kind of constructed witnessing state, which isn't awareness itself. So what can we do to resolve this doubt and to be sure that we're truly, authentically glimpsing awareness itself? Well, what we can apply here is what's sometimes called a checking question. This question is basically intended to clarify the authenticity of the glimpse. But we have to be very light and somewhat careful when we are applying a checking question, like the one I'm going to show you in a little bit. The reason for this is that if we overdo it, or we try to resolve this checking question conceptually, that we will really feed into this doubting loop, and we will end up with a lot of conceptual proliferation, really fixating on whether we are getting it or doing it right. So in that sense, there's a danger of the checking question being counterproductive. But nevertheless, if we employ it wisely and as it's intended to be, it has a tremendous power of clarifying doubt and letting these doubting parts in our experience come to rest. So just very quickly, we're going to a glimpse of awareness, and then I'll tell you what this checking question is, and we're going to apply it very lightly. So right now, just become aware of the fact that there may be different parts showing up in your experience right now. There might be something here in your experience that is very inquisitive, wants to get this, wants to understand this. Another part that's maybe very uncertain, feeds a lot of doubt. So we're just becoming aware of these different facets of our embodiment being here. We're not saying they're a problem, just noticing the particular thoughts that are here, the feelings in the body, and just giving all of that a bit of space. Just noticing that, in fact, we don't need to get rid of these patterns. We can just be aware of them. And we can notice that we are not essentially those patterns, these doubting questions. It's rather that these doubts are arising to us. We are aware of them. So now we are just, with curiosity, asking the question, what is it that is aware of these doubting questions? We're not looking for an intellectual resolution to this question. We're just tuning into this awareness, which is always already here. What is this awareness? Does it have a location? A size? A shape of any kind? We can't find any objective qualities to this awareness. It is just present, already here and awake. Nothing to do to bring it about. Just feel how you can fully relax here in this. And you're still perfectly present and awake and aware. And just connecting with that safety of it, the wholeness and completeness of it. So as we are familiarizing with awareness, we're now going to just lightly drop in this checking question. And crucially, we're not looking to our thoughts for a conceptual answer. We're simply dropping in this question. And the key is not knowing. We don't get an answer. And that's the answer we're looking for. So the question simply is, can there be more of this? More of what? More of this awareness. Can it be enhanced? Does it come and go? So as we're dropping in these questions, it's not like we answer it with a yes or a no. It is simply that we cannot even compute an answer to this question. We're asking, can we have more of this? Well, more of what? Awareness. But awareness is not a thing. There's nothing to have more of. So what is the question even asking? We are dropped into not knowing because we can't resolve it. And yet awareness is so clearly present here and all-inclusive. So the doubting pattern may arise again. And we can use its doubt again to turn it into a checking question. The doubt may come and say, is this it? Is this correct? Is this really awareness? And so the checking question becomes, is what really awareness? This awareness here. It's not a what. It's not a thing. The mind can't resolve it. And yet it's so obviously present. So again, the not knowing, the not resolving the unresolvability of awareness, is precisely the marker that it really is awareness. If this was in fact some kind of artificial state, then we could have more of it. We could enhance it. We could have it in the future or stabilize it. But when none of these questions make sense, then that is a very good indication that indeed we are resting in the completeness of awareness itself. And so we don't prolong these questions. They have done their job. Now we just rest and familiarize with how it is to live from awareness, to move, to listen, to speak, to embody as this awareness. And we just go on and enjoy life from this.